I think the beautiful thing about photography, cinematography, working with lights and shadow and cameras is that the canvas is really infinite. And that's what I'm discovering as I have been digging myself into photography. And this was all inspired by a friend of mine coming to New York and needing a hand at the last minute. So I jumped in and started helping on the photo shoot. And then from there, it transpired into me seeing how he's doing it, understanding, well, how I could probably do the same. I'm coming mostly from a cinematography background. I've done some photos. But as I've dug deeper into photography, it really has been fascinating to me to understand how you can take something that is not that interesting. Normally, you walk by it 100 times, and by just looking at different perspective or the light, the shadows, you can actually make something look interesting. And so even like this interview setup I'm doing now, really harsh light, but it's so nice. It's so warm. And this is not normally how I would set up an interview, but it really, I think in a way, is beautiful. It has a lot of contrast, dynamic. And I think that's something I've been really exploring recently in photography, but it's also starting to influence my cinematography, is getting out of my norm. I have people know me for my style, but it's like, well, what if I push beyond that? And I think as creatives, that's such an important thing for us to do. Because if we push just beyond that, then what if that is actually what we end up doing? And I think that's really cool. And I think that's something I'm going to start doing more of, and not being afraid to just sit and do some of these light studies, shadow studies, take photos in a different way. Using my phone now, I've never used my phone really for photography ever. And now I'm using it with the power of these new apps that are incredible. And so, yeah, I guess just sharing, and maybe it'll inspire someone else to do the same. Just see what's possible, and not be afraid to step outside of the normal style and discover.